Hello?
Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I have the right number. Is this Sojourn?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Is this a busy time, or is it okay to talk for a few minutes?
Yeah, what did you need?
Oh, well, I just had some questions about domestic violence or a situation related to that, even though I have been in abusive relationships from before, and even though I've been trying to get out of one currently, I don't really want to focus on that right now. But, I just had questions, on a somewhat related matter, if you do have time to talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I don't know if you've heard of this news story or not, but I read about how this one lady, I don't know what every detail of the situation, but it looks like she had like a 3-year-old daughter, and her boyfriend at the time was physically abusive both to her and her daughter. And recently it looked like she is receiving, from what I understand, it looks like life in prison without parole. And, the boyfriend, even though he was the main abuser, it looks like he's getting, if I'm not mistaken, like 24 to 50 years or something like that. And, the mother, even though she appeared to be the victim along with the daughter, she is receiving up to 63 years for supposedly not being protective of the girl, because the little girl, she actually ended up dying or getting beaten to death. So, yeah, I kind of felt like this was unfair, because I had been in abusive relationships myself in the past, and I know how difficult it is to leave those situations. Yeah, and that's why, I think, even though obviously, because I don't know these people personally, but, I'm just saying, I was just personally affected by it because, as I mentioned, I had, been, abused before. And in my opinion, the court is not being very understanding of her situation. And I'm very confused about, why she's receiving a harsher sentence when, she and her daughter was the one who was being abused. So, yeah. So I don't know if you can tell me much, because I guess you're not familiar with the story and, every, detail. But, just based on what I told you, I was just wondering if...
Right. No, yeah. I haven't heard of that. But, I think that, well, obviously, yeah, you said you don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
But I think that she may be receiving, like, a hard assessment. They probably found, like, some sort of evidence that, like you said, she wasn't protective enough of her child. So they probably felt like maybe she could have done more to protect the child.
Well,
they're probably charging her with, like, child endangerment, not necessarily, like, her, like, abusing her child,
Yeah, that seems to be what it is. From what I understand, yeah, it appears that, well, at least in the court's opinion, it looks like they think that that she chose the boyfriend over her own daughter, or that she should have gotten out, when she had a chance or something. And I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure if they are really, considering all these different factors that could stop, someone from leaving that situation. For example, they might, not know who to reach out to, or they might feel like they don't have anywhere to go, or that, in some cases they don't have money and things like that, or maybe she actually did try to leave, but, the boyfriend was probably controlling her. You see what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure. Just based on what little information I have right now. And I will try to research into that more later. But, I'm just saying, so far from what I understand of it, I don't feel like she's being treated completely fairly, especially if he was the main abuser, like I said, and he's not getting as much time as he's the one who killed the little girl. So,
Right.
yeah, that's weird to me. So, yeah, so I wanted to share that with you and just see what you think from what I said.
Well, no, I agree with you. Yeah, she shouldn't be getting him a harsher sentence or a sentence at all.
I'm sorry. Your voice was a little soft. I heard some of what you said, but I couldn't hear everything. Yeah, I could hear
I was just saying that I agree with you.
Yeah.
She probably even shouldn't be given the sentence.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know why she's even in prison. I mean, I can understand, like people being upset about the little girl, dying and all those things. It's just, I mean, I just don't understand how it is. I mean, it's just not fair that people are just like squarely just blaming her. Like people, I mean, from what I understand, like the family is like mad at her, or they seem like they're angrier with her, than they are, her abuser. Like, I mean, from what I was reading, those articles, like, it just seems like, just based on the interviews and the quotes and whatnot of some family members or friends of the family, like they're just, they're just saying things like, oh, well, I'm glad that justice was served, for the little girl, because the mother, she was selfish, she didn't do more, to protect her child, and I mean, I don't know what you feel about this, but personally, it really upsets me to read this. I'm really angry about this court decision, honestly.
Yeah, that's understandable. But I mean, even like the family members, they should have stepped in more for that little girl if they knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, it's just kind of draining me to even think about this, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know why, like, the justice system is just being, so unfair to the mother, and why, they're just like singularly just blaming her, and I know for myself, like, from experience that when a person is being abused, one of the reasons that they don't get out of it or feel like they can't get out is because it might feel like an addiction. Some people are just addicted to being abused. Like maybe they grew up being abused or something. Maybe they think that's normal to them. And if everyone else around them is telling them that they're a bad person, or everyone else is like acting like the abuser himself or herself, whatever the case is. I mean, of course that's going to make it all that much more difficult for the victim to leave, right?
Right.
And I mean, I'm really angry with. I mean, like, for example, I was reading in the article that the sister, like the sister of the mother that's in prison, like she was saying, oh, I think that, that this court decision is fair and I'm glad she's in prison. And I was like, what? I can't believe her own sister is saying this. I mean, this poor girl, like she must feel so alone in the world, or as if, the whole world is against her. I mean, there are even petitions against her. I don't know if you've heard of like change.org. But like, okay. But yeah, there were like petitions against the mother, asking that she, be charged, with abuse or with some type of blame, for the little girl getting killed by the boyfriend. And I guess I just called because even though I know it's probably none of my business, and there's probably not much I can do. I really wish I could advocate for her. I wish there was something I could do for this girl, to get her out of prison. Yeah. So I just wanted to just share that with you. But do you know if there's anything else? I mean, in your opinion. Again, I know you can't tell me much, but do you think that there could have been anything else that the court could not have been considering? I mean, I don't know. I think I did mention that. I mean, from what I saw, like, the woman, like, she's not very physically big, or at least she wasn't at the time she was being abused. So yeah, so I mean, how could the court expect her to do much if the boyfriend is like physically much larger and stronger than she is? I mean, how could she really defend herself and her child? It's another thing. But I mean, anyway.
Or maybe there's like some type of evidence that shows that she didn't even try to get help for her child. Like in some situations, you know how like the parents will know that the child is being abused by the other partner and they won't do nothing about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I want to make sure I understand. Can you explain more what you mean?
So like, let's say the mom, like she knew like her daughter was being abused. And she didn't say anything about it. They would hold her accountable for that.
Yeah. I mean,
But like you said, it's not fair, because
yeah. I mean, I understand because sometimes, like, I think that there really are some parents out there who do enable, abusers. But I mean, in this case, though, because the mother was being abused along with the daughter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, so she, to a certain degree, probably was incapacitated from protecting her child. There could have, for example, if the mother had some physical injuries or maybe even some sort of mental condition or other, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, because I don't know, for example, if there was even some evidence that the mother in this situation, if she also abused the little girl, I don't know. I mean, as far as I can see, it doesn't look like, anything, any type of evidence, has come up. But again, like I said, it was the boyfriend who was the perpetrator, and yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, it looks like, she has tried to speak up for herself. I mean, for example, I remember her quoting, like, when you're not in the situation, you don't understand. And, the article said that she felt she had nowhere to go, and that was one of the reasons she didn't leave. So, but it looks like the court is not having it. Like, they aren't listening to her. They're not using battered women's syndrome as a reason, to go lenient on her. So.
I think that's happening as well.
Wait, I'm sorry, your voice broke off. What did you say?
I think that's what is happening as well. They're not considering her trauma.
Yeah. Why do you? Well, I mean, I know you can't tell me much, but why do you think that they would give her like 60 or up to 63 years, and her abuser like only 24 to 50 years? That's weird. That's the part that's really standing out in the front of my mind right now. So.
I can't even answer that. I have to look into it.
Yeah. Well, if you're interested, I believe that, the mother's name, her name is Samantha Delcamp. So, yeah, her first name would be Samantha, and her last name.
What was the last name?
Yeah, Delcamp. So it's Delcamp. Yeah, and what I've thought of doing is like maybe trying to advocate for her in some type of way. Like I've thought of like writing blogs or something, like just maybe voicing my opinion about this court decision, or why I feel like it's unfair. And, yeah, but I'm glad that I had a chance to share this with you.
Yeah. I looked at the article, and it said that she's being sentenced to 17 years in prison for lying to investigators.
Did you look it up, or can you see it? Yeah.
She lied to the investigators, so that adds to it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I heard something about that. Like she was afraid or something.
And that he is being accused as an accomplice.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the last thing you said?
That she's being accused of being an accomplice to her daughter's death.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what they mean by that. I don't know if they mean, like, was she an active participant in the abuse, or was she also, you know what I'm saying, like, abusing the child as well? I don't know what they mean. Or if they just are saying, like, she knew the abuse was going on, but was just standing there watching it, you know. I don't know. I don't know what they mean by that. But yeah, I mean, just, are you able to see anything else? I don't know if I'm missing anything.
It says here, there's a line here that says, investigators said she knew her daughter was being abused, but did nothing to stop it.
Oh, okay. Was it like a member of the family who said that, or just
one of the investigators? There's no name here.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like what I said.
Yeah, like, just, I mean, you know, at least this was a little bit triggering for me personally, like, reading this. I mean, I don't know how the article is resonating with you, but I mean, just, I remember, like, when I was trying to leave one of my former abusers, like, even the police were not very helpful. Like, they would just ridicule me and, you know, blame me for my own abuse too. So yeah, you know, so I don't know if, I mean, of course, you know, only they know the real story, but I mean, I'm just saying, based on my own experiences, like, it's just a lot more complicated than it looks. Yeah, right. On the surface. Yeah. And maybe she really did do the best she could to protect her child, you know, with whatever knowledge and ability she had at the time. I mean, you know, I'm just speculating, of course. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. But from what the articles are saying, from the ones I've read, it doesn't look like she, like, participated in abusing her daughter. Like, they're just accusing her of not doing enough to, you know, protect her, or not reporting the abuse, from what the articles say.
Yeah, that's exactly like what it sounds like.
Yeah. And that's the part that was kind of upsetting to me. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and yeah, I'm gonna look into it more. I mean, you know, I don't know why she's receiving more time than the boyfriend. That's weird. That doesn't make any sense to me. Does it say that from the article you're reading, that she could receive up to 63 years? Because that's what it said. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess you could see her. She's a blonde girl. She has glasses. So, yeah. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you. But if you have any, do you have any suggestions for, you know, how I could possibly, I don't know, speak up on this woman's behalf? Because I don't know. I feel like I should say something. But yeah.
I would say, have you found any petitions that want to help her instead of not helping her?
Well, I only found one, but, you know, it only has, like, I think, well, I don't know if you see it, but it says release Samantha Delcamp from prison or something. And, I think it only has like 25 or 26 signatures, and you know, but there are already too many petitions that, you know, that are asking, you know, for her to, you know, to stay in prison. So I don't think that one stands a chance, really. You know, just, but I guess it's worth a shot. You know. But yeah, I guess there's not much that can be done, huh?
Not that I would know of.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, you'll find a way to contact, oh no, not even her family wants to help her.
Yeah, I mean, from what I read of the article that I saw, like, it looks like her own sister agrees with the court decision, so I don't know if even her family will be very helpful. You know, they seem like they're blaming her too. So, yeah, at least that's just what I've read. So, yeah, it looks like there's not much that can be done. But anyway, I appreciate you at least letting me talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's good.
And anything I was gonna say,
yeah,
I don't know how, but like possibly find like who's in charge of that petition that you said. Maybe and like help brainstorm ways to like I guess get the word out.
Yeah, I'll look into that. You know, I don't know how to promote these petitions. You know, I mean, sometimes, you know, because I've signed those petitions on change.org before, and sometimes they ask like for money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that they could promote it. You know, in that way, more people could see it and things like that. But I don't know. Yeah, but I'll see. All right. Well, thank you though for sharing your thoughts. You know, it's good to get another perspective. So yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. You have a good rest of the night.
You will.
Okay. All right. Bye.